good afternoon, good evening, whatever it may be, wherever you are from. Turn that music down a little. So, yes, I'm in my pajamas. I do a little card shuffle reading. I hope today everybody had a lovely day, a lovely evening, a lovely morning. Just something to say is, because this actually happened to me today, is when you ever go to the bathrooms, if you work somewhere, and you think you can talk about that person, and they'll never know what you said or what you've been saying, even if they're talking to someone else, which this person was. Don't say anything. Don't go to places. Don't do things like that. It's wrong. And I just heard someone's whole conversation about me, and it was horribly hard, and wrong and not true. But if these people continue down these lines, then a lot of trouble can happen with people doing things like that. Big trouble. So always be good. Try, and if you need to talk to someone, maybe if you can try and talk to that person. If you can't, talk to a higher authority person. But remember, at the end of the day, you don't want anything to get back to somebody. Don't say it in the first place. And if you're going to get annoyed or angry by saying things, then you shouldn't, because if you said something, that person has the right to say something, to stand up for themselves. And that's exactly what it is wrong with people when they do that, especially when they are saying things which are not true. Because at the end of the day, the only person that looks like a fool, as much as they're trying to destroy other people, is that they are the foolish person. And just makes them look like fools, absolute fools. So I'm just going to do a little reading. So who was listening just before to the psychic called Brittany, the intuitive wifey. She's lovely, and she looks like a little Barbie doll. She's just so beautiful and such a loving, lovely person. She always has so much love in her readings and things that she does. Just remember, you don't know the struggles anyone's going through in their life. You don't know what people are going through that you don't know about. And if people are such fools to believe such crap, untrue, horrible crap about somebody based on someone's foolish account of the truth that's not true, then that person very easily get into a lot of trouble. And not only that, they can find they might have that personal liability legal suit for slander. And if you're having problems, sometimes I will recommend, I know we shouldn't, we've got to be careful because of privacy and things like that, but if your place where you go to school or your work situation or whoever you're with, whatever's happening, if people are behaving in such bad ways, you need to protect yourself because they're trying to entrap you. Entrap means that they're trying to set you up so you can do something wrong, hoping that you do something wrong. And you know that you're a good person and you don't do things like that. Sometimes, if you have to, buy yourself a set of Google glasses, or there's some other brands, or Meta glasses. And if you have to go to your workplace, your schooling place, your gym, wherever these things are happening, and have to wear these glasses to prove your innocence, do so. As much as it's probably not a great thing for someone to come back and say, well, you shouldn't have been doing that, it's a breach of security and trust, which it is, and that's true. But if someone's trying to destroy your life and destroy things and say things about you which aren't true, and you need to protect yourself, there are times when you have to do things that might not be what you're meant to be doing, as long as you're not doing anything bad with what you're doing or getting, because you've got to be very mindful of that. As long as you're doing the right thing, and you could sit down and have a lie detector test and prove that you've never done anything wrong, you're just protecting yourself. But sometimes you have to go to lengths to protect you and yourself. So I'm just going to do some cards. So the Seven of Cups, the card that I have. So someone is going to get some information, someone is going to ask for help, someone is wanting to receive help, someone is going to ask you for help of some type, in some way, shape or form, and it's from the goodness of their heart, from they can't see any other option, and it's not out of maliciousness or to use you. It's because there's something about you that is very strong and kind and caring, and if you need to ask somebody for help, but don't battle alone. And if you're doing something right, then good things will happen. But if you're doing something wrong to try and harm or do something to somebody, or believe that what you're saying is true when in actual fact it's not, it doesn't matter if you try and test the people or the waters out of from that person for 100 years. If that person's a good person, and a person with good morals, good intellect, is intelligent and kind and caring, but has integrity, then it doesn't matter what you do and how many times you try and do things or hope that this is happening. I think sometimes people hope things happen because they can then be backed up and say, well, look, you see, I was right, rather than say, I was wrong, and that about that person is wrong and not right. This person is wanting to be so right, they are wanting and hoping that someone just falls and does something which they would never do. So you can keep hoping all you want, but it's not going to happen. Whatever you're wanting and hoping is to happen about somebody, because someone is wanting to hope someone falls, or there's betrayal, or there's a breach within trust, or someone is wanting to prove that what they believe, their belief is right about a person, and in fact it's not. They're wrong, very wrong, and their judgment is wrong, and their judgment could cause a lot of problems for somebody's situation, for somebody's viewing notion of things, but yet some people will try so hard to prove that what they believe or think about you that could be negative is true, because they believe it so much. They believe it and think it that strongly that what they've got is true and correct, and what they say is true and correct. But it's not. Someone is using somebody, and it's like somebody's misusing someone's identity as well. Someone is hoping someone is a raving mess. But it's not going to happen because the person's got no reason to be a raving mess because I've not done anything to prove that. We have someone and we have a little baby, a little child around that person, and there's love around it. There's also a move with a house, and the move with the house, I'm going to come down a little lower. And the move with the house is somewhere where it's lots of hills and there's fresh air, fresh water, everything's lovely and fresh, but a very different place. And where they are is somewhere very different to where they were a few months ago. And someone is coming into a time of change, and I've gone through quite a lot of change just recently. And the change that is happening because sometimes we go into the next season of life and different things happen. It's important to be strong in who you are and have strength in what you have within a person. Always try and think of the best about a person rather than the worst. If you ever go around, or if there's someone you know who gets around and thinks the worst of everybody, sometimes people can do. I know myself, sometimes the worst of situations of certain people has to be addressed because they're wrong and it needs to be said. But if there's people in general who like to just look at the negative with everybody and think people are bad people, don't go out on the road because people are wanting to do this or attack you, don't go here or there because people are going to do this or take this or do that. Sometimes that's the narrative in some people's brain because they believe it so heartily strongly that the large majority of the world is not that good or positive, when in actual fact it's just them and what they choose to believe in their life and they choose to have around their mentality of their mind, because they're hoping, because they know that they know that if they have said something that is wrong about somebody and damningly, horribly wrong, really badly wrong, they pretty much have to hope and hope for a prayer that what they're saying is right, because they know what will happen if it comes back that they were wrong after all. So they're hoping to be right based on nothing. And just sometimes there are people who just have that narrative, the negative narrative. There's home and house. I think I got this reading the other day with people. I've got a house, the house, the king, the castle of the king, the castle, king, queen, and family and some animals. But I have someone going into a relationship with somebody, meeting somebody, and being happy and kind and caring, and having some comfort there, and knowing that monetary wise things, there's a payoff, like someone's paying off their mortgage, someone's paying off a big payment on a mortgage or on a house or on a car, or there's like a payment coming, and try and it will be, it's not expected, and I feel use it wisely. And if you're not quite sure and you need help, do go and seek some help from an advisor who can advise you, and lending advisors, and for what you should and shouldn't do. I just feel there's like the monetary is, it's not a whole lot, but it's just a comfortability where things won't feel as hard to get through or as negative, but there'll be more kindness and more happiness in your home life or going away, because there'll be a bit more comfortability to feel a bit happier in what you're going through. Okay, this is years ago. I lived in India for a little while, and I was at an ashram in India, a Satya Sai Baba in Andhra Pradesh, in Puttaparthi. It was really beautiful. But in India, people who are holy, who are precious, they have like a feet washing. So from what I get from that is there's a spiritual cleansing within having having your feet always clean and your body clean and things like that. But what I'm also getting is that there's some change coming up around you, some difference, some change. And also we could have, why I'm saying feet is we could also have some feet problems, and not only feet problems, but we might have a thing called fasciitis with the feet hurt all the time, and it feels like little ants, like how my hands are, like little ants, and it aches, and it could be the fasciitis. And sometimes doing stretches can help that and help that pain, and by stretching like the toes and bending like as you would if you're a ballerina, but not too hard. Make sure you steady yourself and just push and steady and hold. Also, someone's trying to be cleaner and have a cleaner living life environment, trying to stop taking things they were taking, trying to not drink if they drank, trying to be cleaner and trying to find the best life that they can, and looking after themselves in their life with love for them and their body and what they put into their body, and trying to be a cleaner, greener, kinder person within their life as well, and trying to eat well, drink water, and drink more natural, healthy things, but also looking after their body. And also I get just also to be careful with your feet, so you don't stop your toe or stop your feet, or just be careful of your feet. That's what I'm getting. And interesting. So we have someone who's hoping to play one person off against another person, hoping that there'll be some arguments or something might happen, and hoping that that person might crack, and wanting to see if the devil comes out. And the devil meaning the hoping that the worst comes out from that person when no one's around or no one's watching. And I think whoever this person is you're hoping on a prayer, because these people, I don't feel are bad people. I feel that these people who they're wanting to leave alone, to be for that person to be by themselves a lot, hoping that they will make a mistake and do something wrong. It's not going to happen, because that's not the person that they are. And whoever you are, you're going to know that this is for you. And there's also a relationship, and it's a relationship where someone has sort of wanted all their life to meet that right person, that person who is right for them, and that person who is, you feel, your match. And I feel that it will happen and it will come. It's also important to stop, there's arguments and fights and abuse going on, and it's very important to stop any form of abuse or attacking, or if there are people, like maybe 3 children, it's time to stop and time for you to get yourself strong. And when you feel the time is right, to move on in the right way. But by staying where you are, it's not helping you. You will end up a mess. It's best to get on with things and get on with your job, get on with your work, get on with what you can as best as you can. And the situation that is occurring or against this person is that I sort of lost I've lost where I was, is that you've got to protect yourselves from, there's like 3, get 3 children, but get 3 women who are not very nice and gossiping, and women who have somebody who's a female in a higher area of higher point who has said stop it. So there's someone actually protecting and trying to care about these people, because these women are acting like witches at a quarter and trying to just disperse this person. They're basically trying to rip the person apart, and the person's on the ground. So and the abuse and everything that's going on has to stop. Only you have to stand up for yourself too. We don't all want to stand up for ourselves, but you have to stand up for yourself. And sometimes we have to have strength and initiative, and it's putting on that armor and being strong. But if you're someone who's going through some personal attacks, you have to, unless you've done something which is something that should not have had or not have been said, or something that you thought and it was wrong. But if it's not the case and someone's just, and you're being abused, then, and there's no reason why you're being abused, then it's got to stop, and you've got to sort of take a stand and think, what do I do? But you have to stop it. You have to stay away from it. You have to stop being around that situation, because it's not doing you any ounce of good at all. If anything, it's creating drama and problems in your life. So we have someone that's come up in that card before, but I didn't really see it as much. Someone who's drinking alcohol, and someone who drinks, it's like they go home and they like to drink, and they're probably a little younger, but they quite like to drink, like one's not enough for them, and they're wanting to chase or find somebody or catch somebody, but they can't catch them because who they're trying to catch has not done anything, and they're trying to catch somebody who they believe may have done something, but they actually haven't at all. That's my reading. That's the person hiding there, who has got angel wings on. They're not a bad person, they're a good person. There's someone who people are running after and trying to catch them out, and there's someone who's drinking and's got a wild mouth and's bagging this person and everything that other people have said, and they've been saying stuff like regurgitating vomit of horrible words because they feel they can, and they feel that it's okay because it's not about them, it's about somebody else, so they can get away with it. It's only so long you can get away with things for. Not all the time, but there's only so long you can get away with things, and things have to stop. We have, this is quite interesting, it's a girl on it's like a little tiny island, and she feels there's no hope, there's no hope. And I feel that if you feel there's no hope, there's someone coming, and there is an angel. Just believe there is an angel. Just believe that you can get through. Believe you have the strength to get through. Not everyone is perfect. Not everyone is right. Sometimes people are wrong. But just look after yourself, and there is an angel coming there, and the truth will be shown. The truth will be seen. It will come out. Just believe. You just got to believe and just have faith. Don't give up. And just have to try and get the right direction in life and decide this is where you want to go and this is what you want to do. And it's deciding where is the right place for you to be heading. What should you be doing at this time in your life? And where do you feel you would feel most comfortable as? And you've got a lot to give, and you've got a lot of love, but you've got to look after you and your health first, and you've got to look after yourself and your self-protection, and realize that you've got to put things in to get things out. But every single moment that you do, from when you wake up, whatever you do, no matter how hard life has been, every single step is an achievement, and you have to give yourself credit for that. And the credit is that you need to realize you've been through a lot, and you need to stand up for yourself, and you need to stop letting other people put you down, and realize how far you've come to where you were, and you've come leaps and bounds, done an amazing job. 8 of Cups. So this is a general reading for general people, for anyone, everyone, whoever they feel it is for them. We also have someone who is doing something overnight. I've had this before, this card. Someone's being set up. someone's being set up and they're doing it at night time when they feel that people won't know or see, and they're trying to set somebody up, and someone who is younger who drinks is going to open this lock, stock and barrel verbal diarrhea, and it will get back to the person and the person will just vomit it all out, because confirmation and confidence, keeping something in confidence is not this person's um, strong point. They have lots and lots of friends that they tell things to, because that's the relationship and the friendship groups that they have. And those those type of people concentrate on more the negative than the positive, because they're hoping the negative is true, because as I was saying before, being not right with what they believe is true about somebody, so much so that if it was wrong what they said, they know how bad and how much trouble they're going to get into for supporting and continually believing that what they are going on with is true and correct, when in fact it's not. I hope this means something to somebody out there. We're just going to do 2 crowning cards. Okay, so we are being watched at the moment. So someone is being watched, someone is being monitored, someone is looking at the person all the time, trying to work out what they're doing, what they're saying. Someone is monitoring somebody, but they don't want to be seen, and someone is trying to. This is not somebody trying to catch somebody out. This is somebody who cares, who's trying to do their best they can to care for somebody, and because they really have a love in their heart for this person and believes that they don't believe, they know that they're a good, lovely person, and they're trying to do their best to be there and be confident and kind and caring and supportive, but they don't want to look like I'm here and you can see me. They want to not be visible, but to protect and do what they can. Okay, my last card. So the happiness is coming. You just have to believe, and remember, you have to put that effort in, and even the smallest part of the day with the biggest amount of effort, even if it's waking up and just saying, oh my god, I'm awake, I'm okay, I'm having a day where I'm not as in much pain, I can get through this, or I can get through this day. Whatever it takes for you to get through, know that you have strength inside of you and you are stronger than you realize. You just have to believe in who you are and realize that you are a lovely, kind person, and that you have a lot to give. You've just got to be kinder to yourself. Just one more last card. We have a wedding coming up for somebody. There is somebody who's going to be getting married. I do see children, a child, but I see happiness and I see a relationship, and I hope that this is meaningful to somebody. They have a little animal, and they're lovely and kind and genuine, and they love you for you, and they don't want to change you or you to change to be somebody else. They want you to always be you, because they love who you are, and there is a lovely relationship coming up. Just believe and have faith, and don't stay where you're not safe. If you have to leave, make a plan, and from that plan, remember, number 1 is safety, and after that you can only do your best. So have a lovely day, and this is just a little reading. God bless. My name is Electra. If you can share, please share. If you can subscribe, please subscribe. Other than that, please have a beautiful day, and God bless.